Hey everyone, Nim here. Today I will be trying out different cartoon drawing styles. As some of you might remember from my sketchbook flip through, I was not very good at drawing people at all until a friend of mine showed me how she sketched people. I learned her style and basically absorbed it, and it's how I've been drawing people ever since. But my style hasn't changed or evolved at all since then, and I am hoping that looking at other people's drawings and styles will help me achieve that. So today I'll be drawing a character in 5 different cartoon styles. I have a list of many more, and I will likely do more in the future, as I don't think that this is a quick process, and I want to take my time looking at the details of the different styles and how they compare to one another. Okay, I'm starting with the original Mickey Mouse style. It's also called rubber hose style because of how the limbs behave. I used this reference picture for some of the details and the original Mickey Mouse drawing for others. Let's start with the basic shape. Big round head, no neck, a pear-shaped body that's about the same height as the head. Of course, the rubber hose legs and arms, and they have big hands and feet, usually wearing gloves and wearing shoes. I'm going to try for all the sketches to keep the character in the same position that I have my original character drawn in. I did not draw shoes for this character because the original character that I drew was not wearing shoes, but I did end up drawing shoes for most of the others because they are usually such a big part of the style. By looking at other people's drawings, it seems that hair doesn't have to be drawn in any specific way for this art style. It seems to be more of a personal choice, so I drew pretty similar to my own style but with less detail. For the clothes, I made the pants into shorts, which came directly from the original Mickey Mouse. He's also wearing shorts, and I'm pretty sure this is because less fabric is easier to animate. When doing the outlines, I made most of the skin dark to create the contrast between different layers, which is also the reason why Mickey Mouse is colored in dark, to create contrast and not have the character be too flat. It's also the reason why they wear white gloves, so you can see the hands and the actions better. For the Popeye style sketch, I based the style and the character on Olive Oil, who I believe is Popeye's girlfriend, because she's more representative of the average person in that cartoon. which is also made in the rubber hose style, but a little more updated, just a little changed. She still retains some of the characteristics like perfect round head and bigger than expected hands, of course the rubber hose arms and legs and neck, but the head is much more proportionately sized to the general body frame, and the facial features are not as exaggerated. The eyes and the mouth are much smaller. And also she isn't wearing gloves. Final style is usually colored in, but I decided to focus more on the body types and outlining at the moment, since I don't often color in my drawings anyway. Perhaps I'll color them in at a later point. About inking for the character, all the details are done with a thin fine liner, and then there is one thick line around the whole outside of the character. Next up, Betty Boop. She has a very specific body shape, which I actually followed pretty closely. A very big, sort of infinity sign shaped head. I was thinking about doing the hair differently because my character has curls, but then I realized that those little things are supposed to be curly hair, so I kept it pretty similar. I just added bigger curls and more of them. I also gave her a shirt and shorts instead of the low-cut dress, and to differentiate between them I left a little highlight around her stomach area. Outlining this character is pretty simple. There's just a lot colored in, like the hair and the clothing, which, like the old Mickey Mouse style, I believe is done for the contrast. I think it sort of matches the animation style because a lot of the action and communication is done with body language instead of actually manipulating things with her hands. And she has very tiny hands and feet, which I think is just to make her look cuter. I was actually gonna do Animaniacs, but I did some research and they are very much just the rubber hose animations again, very similar to Mickey Mouse. The only difference is that they have smaller eyes, so I didn't really want to do this style again, so I'm gonna skip it. So instead going right into doing Peanuts or Charlie Brown. The basic body shape is very similar to the original Mickey Mouse in that it's a big head and a small body compared to the head, but they have very short arms and pretty small hands, although the feet are still big. Also, I noticed there's a small difference in boys' heads and girls' heads. The boys are perfect circles, and the girls just have like a small curve, a little dent where the eyes are. At first I was basing the hair off Lucy, but it didn't really seem to fit right. So I looked at a few more characters, and one of the small side characters actually has curly hair. So I changed it to that style. There isn't really anything special about the outlining of this style. The last character I'm doing today is in the original Scooby Doo style. They have very realistic body proportions and a very minimal with the details. Except for Shaggy's t-shirt, which has a lot of bumps and crinkles because it doesn't fit him properly. But most of the other clothes seem to be very smooth most of the time. There are no details within the hair, although there are some around the outlines. Very fine and good looking hands, which I cannot replicate no matter how much I try, because I'm not good at drawing hands. The clothing I drew for my specific character is a mix of 3 different characters. She has Shaggy's t-shirt, Fred's jeans, and Velma's shoes. The face is a little odd, in my opinion, because they just give like a little hint at all the features. There's just a little bit of outline for the eyes. And usually for the nose, it just shows the nostrils if it's front on, but if it's at a different angle than from the front, they give a little more indication with like the top of the nose or the side, but they don't draw in the whole nose or the eyes or even the mouth. It's just a line and then a little indication for the bottom lip usually. There's nothing particularly special about this outline either, and these are all the characters that I'm gonna do for now. Thank you all for watching this video. It's probably a little longer than my usual. I hope you still enjoyed, and thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye!